So welcome back to track 1, session 3. It's great that you've stayed with us up till now. We have a really amazing session that you're going to be really happy you stayed through the previous 2 tracks. Now, I thought that with the cylinder switches, there's not going to be quite as much excitement as with something such as augmented reality, but we got a lot of chat requests for information, and now Adrian and Benedict are in the chat, or will be soon, to be answering those questions. We really like it when you send those questions to us, and we take it very seriously, and we want to get you those answers. So, enough being said, we're joined with Chris Martel and also Silja Reichert. Welcome. And they're both going to give us insight to bringing our data to life with augmented reality. I'm super excited. Take it away, guys. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Patrick. So, welcome from our side to this wonderful Explore event. And my colleague Silja and I, we're going to present you a new product which brings data to life with augmented reality. And every once in a while, a revolutionary product comes along that changes everything, and we think that we are developing such a revolutionary product. So, in the next 20 minutes, we are going to show you 3 different examples where augmented reality helps you to simplify your life. The first example is a simple HEC, which is moving around, and sometimes they are standing still, and you ask yourself why it's standing still. The second one is a stationary application with a robot, which is safeguarded by a nanoscan scanner. And the third one is the projecting of a robot application. So starting with the first example with the HEC, as I mentioned it, normally they are moving around, transporting things, and then they are standing still. So I'm asking you, Silja, what would our customer normally do to solve this problem?
Well, in such a case, the customer would take his notebook and search for an appropriate cable to connect to the sensor. Then he would try to establish a connection with the sensor by using one of our engineering tools, such as Sopas ET or Safety Designer. And then he would use the data he can read out with the engineering tools to try to find the error and a solution to it.
Well, okay, and how much does it normally take to fix this problem?
Even if it's a well-trained customer or a sick service technician, the whole troubleshooting process may take up to 20 minutes.
Okay, 20 minutes, that sounds not too much, but imagine we are on the production side and then 20 minutes you can't produce. This can cost a lot of money and take a lot of time. And we asked ourselves, how can we help you, our customers, to solve this problem really, really fast? And this is the case why we are developing a product called Smart. So what's exactly Smart? So first of all, Smart is designed for you. It fits right into your hands, and it's customized directly for you. The second thing is it's especially designed for fast commissioning and diagnosis. The third one is that you don't need additional hardware. It runs on your smart device like smartphones or tablets. And therefore, we call it Industry 4.0 for your pocket, because it fits really in your pocket. And this is what we think is a smart solution, and therefore we are calling it Smart. And Smart stands for SICK, Mobile Augmented Reality Toolbox. And now you see that we are using augmented reality technology to solve these problems. So now we are now switching to our first live demonstration, to the HEC, and I'm switching now to my colleague Silja.
So as you can see, the HEC is standing still. Now all we need to do is to take our smartphone or tablet and scan the marker on the HEC. As you can see, there's currently no data available. That's why I restart the app. Okay, now I will try it again, scanning the marker. Now you can see it in blue, the augmented reality visualization. We use this to make things visible, which would normally be invisible for our eyes. And we visualize the data at the exact point where it is needed. And if I now want to know where the intrusion occurs, I can switch on the field visualization of the active fields of the scanner. If I now move around, I can see the blue box is inside of the scanner field, and therefore the HEC has stopped. Now what we need to do is to switch the fields at the exact time to pass the corner. And as you can see, the HEC is moving again. And by the way, as we can visualize any data which is provided by the sensor, if you want to know its current temperature, you can see that within Smart as well.
Well, cool thing. So I checked my watch and I can promise it took less than 20 minutes. So thank you for the short demonstration. Then I think we should now switch to the next example. We have here a robot desk, and with this robot is safeguarded by this nanoscan. And what we can see here on this display is that the nanoscan indicates that there's a field infringement, and we don't know where this is. We can't see it with our eyes. So it's time to use Smart again and to show how we can solve this problem. So Silja, could you please start again?
Yeah, I'm again taking my smartphone and starting the app. And if I'm connected to the Wi-Fi, I can scan the next marker, which is up here. Now you can see the blue, the measurement data of the nanoscan. And again, I switch on the fields.
Oh, I see. We have a new additional feature which is very, very helpful in this situation. Silja, could you explain to the audience what's about this feature?
This is a new feature which makes it even more easier and faster to detect where the infringement is. As you can see, it is at the corner of the display, and it shows me in which direction I have to move to see the infringement in my field of view. So I turn in the direction of the infringement, and now you can see, as soon as the infringement is in my field of view, there's a circle around the object which is inside of my protective field. In this case, again, the blue box. Now we can remove it and solve the problem.
Well, also very impressive. So we've seen we can visualize live information, and augmented reality helps us also to navigate to the exact location where the problem happens. And we think this is the smart thing about it. So we've used it for 2 different use cases for diagnosis, and now we will show how we can use it for the projecting of an application. So Silja, could you please show us?
Our last application is about safeguarding a robot. With Smart, we can use simulated data to be visualized with augmented reality. And I will show this. Now we are starting the simulation. And now, as you can see, this is the simulated data of an end-of-arm safeguard sensor. We combine this with the real-time data of the robot, which is the tool center point of it. And now if we move the robot, you can see the beam length being adapted. Another thing we can visualize static objects such as CAD models. In this case, we have some different grippers. We want to test if they work with the end-of-arm safeguard. Here you can see this one is too big. It reaches inside of the fields of the EOAS. If I now switch to a smaller one, this one is totally inside of the fields and therefore can perfectly be used with the sensor.
Okay. So thank you, Silja, for the short demonstration. So now you've seen that we can use it to visualize live information, visualize data from any source. For example, we've already integrated it in our production in Hochdorf, where we access a different data source, not only sensors, for example, an MES system. So now the question is, how can we bring this to you, to our customers? Well, that's very simple. First of all, we need a data provider. We've seen that this can be a SIG sensor, this can be any data source we have access to. Then the next thing is we need a kind of middleware. We call it ETS, which stands for Embedded Tooling Services. And this is why we've designed it to really embed it right into your application context. It can run, for example, on a TDCE, on a SIM, on an IPC, in your customer IT, for example, on a server, in the virtual machine, and also in the cloud, so anywhere you want it. And we need also a smartphone or a tablet and our smart app. And you've seen in the different examples, there are markers, and we need these markers to identify where we are and where we have to display the information. And then what we also need is to get access to the data from the ETS system. We need a Wi-Fi access. And that's it. Very simple. But there's just one more thing. Now we've seen that we can use it for different use cases, for example, for diagnosis, for commissioning. And imagine normally we're going to configure, for example, a laser scanner using our engineering tools. And then we use a stick to test it in the real context. And we ask ourselves, couldn't it be easier? Because this is error-prone and time-consuming. Yeah, and we think we fixed this. We tested it in our lab. And this is what we are going to show you now in this video with a simple stick and with our smart application. So now you see here the view through our mobile app. And now when I start this video, now you see me in the background. This is me. I'm having a stick. And now you see me that I'm drawing with this stick the field right there where it's needed, without additional software and hardware. And that's it. Really, really simple. And now you see the red one is the resulting protective field. So now we've showed you different examples, but we invite you to make your own experience with our system. So we've prepared a so-called showroom on our startup area, where we have different applications, different sensors, different systems. And as I mentioned, we invite you to come along to make your own experience, experiment with smart, and we're eager to get your feedback to make it the best experience for you. So we hope you got now an impression how smart works, why it's important, how it can help you. And let me conclude this with one sentence. When Apple introduced the smartphone in the past, it changed the way how people interact with their smartphones, with the data, with the environment. And we think that with smart, we are going to change the way how you, our customers, and how we ourselves are going to interact with our sensors and with our data. So thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. I'm kind of blown away, actually, at what I've seen. It's pretty amazing to see. What we talked about in the morning earlier was we don't want to put on these VR glasses and have somebody who's interacting with a lot of spinning products and throwing them out. But this is a really applied use of technology in a way that just targets that need that a customer has or a person has, which is you want to save time, you want to save energy, and you want to get to the point with your scanner. And it's such an enigma sometimes, a lot of the complex sensors or actuators out in the world, and it's great to be able to take the enigmatic part of the sensor and then kind of show it there. It was really cool. So we have a couple questions. I was expecting that there would be a couple. First of all, how do you know that my existing equipment, for example, safety LiDAR, is compatible or suitable? Okay. What products with this is this working with, and probably when would it be available?
We developed the app in such a way that it's independent of the hardware. So for the app, it doesn't matter if it's a nanoscan or microscan or TIM, the data looks all the same, because we have some kind of middleware which is converting the data.
Okay.
So theoretically, it's possible to use any scanner or any device.
That's pretty good. Good answer. I think that's also really, really neat to see that it works with every one of them. What about the release date? What are we targeting for the release of this product?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. Yeah, and we want to bring this experience to our customers at the end of this year to the SPS drives. We wanted to launch there, and yeah, we will launch it on iOS and on Android systems.
Okay, and SPS, that's in November,
November,
correct?
yes.
The end of November?
Yeah.
So if you guys are wondering, you know, you don't get that many Christmas presents during the year or at Christmas, of course, that this would be a great stocking stuffer. This is very good. Another one, what about security? How can I keep secure my equipment? So maybe this has to do with access rights and things like that. Can anybody with a phone just come by and log into the robot and see this?
No. Security is a really big concern also for us, and we try to develop this app and the whole system so it's security compliant. So it's not possible that anyone can take his smartphone, walk by, check it, or do something. So we lock the actions, we lock the people. So we have user management behind it, for example. So it's not that simple that you can reuse it for any malicious things.
Okay, very good. There's also a question that says, are sensor markers linked to a specific device? Do they come in the box together with the device? So they're asking about sensor markers.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, they are not directly linked to a specific device. So we wanted to be really independent. So on the other hand, or on the one hand, you've seen that we use an app to visualize it, but we have also another thing, a configuration tool, so that you can configure what you really want to see using this specific marker. And this marker, you can get this marker, for example, as an accessory on the SIG shop for a specific sensor, and we also provide it if you are buying smart.
So there's a registration process done in before we can visualize the data, and it is also possible to visualize multiple scanners or sensors with one marker.
Okay, very good. Thank you. I think that answers the question quite well. What else do we have? I think we've gotten through all of the questions from the group. I just wanted to, in closing, say I did mention this in the morning, that it is amazing and that you do save time, and this really shows that we don't just talk the talk, but we walk the walk. And I want to thank you guys for this showing this product. You can see I'm really enamored by the product, so hopefully you are too. I know this is going to save a lot of time out there. Thank you very much for your time today, and we'll see you guys in the next session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.